This soldering iron created quite an uproar when it first came out a few years ago. Dubbed as the Weller Killer, it was one of the first of its kind to have open source, adjustable, portable soldering capabilities. It's the TS100 and I thought I'd try it out. So at first when I received the package from Banggood, I had my doubts about its performance because it's just so damn light and small. Let's see if it would live up to the hype. There's obviously only one way to find out. In the box there is the user manual that we will look at in a minute. There's a Ziploc bag with a hex Allen key and some extra screws. And of course the TS100 soldering iron and one conical soldering tape. The body is quite light and weighs almost nothing. The most notable feature is the OLED screen and its two buttons on the top. After tightening, the whole thing is just about 6 to 7 inches long, about the size of a regular pencil. And when I compare it to my daily use soldering iron, that thing looks gigantic. The shorter tip on the new iron means that my hand would now be closer to whatever I'm soldering and thus I would have more control. Just like a pencil, the closer from the tip you hold, the better control you have. Also, the thickness is greatly reduced, so it's much more comfortable to hold and surprisingly ergonomical thanks to the curvy bottom. Now as far as the looks go, it is really neat and fun, looks good, powder coated like finish, but would it perform? Would it do what it's supposed to do? Well, let's fire it up and find out. So the first question is, what kind of power supply should we give it? The manual says that it would work with anywhere between 12 to 24 volts, and obviously the higher the voltage, the higher the power supply wattage. So I've got two chargers here. One is from a regular HP laptop, and that's just the standard 19 volts. The other one is, well, from our electric skateboard that we built on this channel a few weeks ago. Now this one is for a 6S lithium-ion battery pack, so it's rated for 25 volts. I'm pretty sure this could work, even though there's a limit of 24 volts on the iron, but I'm not taking my chances. So 19 volts laptop charger should do the job fantastically. You don't need to purchase a separate power supply. After connecting the charger and switching it on, it prompts to press button A to turn the device on. But using it the first time, what you want to do is press B to calibrate the iron first. This will take us to the thermostat mode or the temperature mode, where it just shows the room temperature and the voltage at which we are operating. And once in temperature mode, long press the same button B and it will start to calibrate the iron for you. And it's done. Once calibrated, we can press button A at any time now and the iron starts heating up immediately. And just like that, it's climbing up and it's already at about 300 Celsius. Wow, that was like less than 5 seconds. Let's see if it's really hot. Well, that's impressive. So now you can use these two buttons to adjust the temperature at any time, and it takes you up to about 400 degrees Celsius, which is perfect even for SMD soldering or soldering big wires. To set a temperature, just, well, leave it alone for 2 seconds and it will adjust to the new temperature. And to access a whole new world of cool settings, you press the button B once you are in display mode and press A or B again to scroll through various settings. The first one is obviously to reset to factory settings if you want to, and then after that there's a couple of different timers: standby timer, sleep timer, idle timer, and they did a bad job in naming these and it's just a little confusing. So let's go through them one by one. First, the working temperature is just what you are operating the iron at. The standby temperature is what you want the temperature to be when the iron is in standby mode. And you can go down to about 100 Celsius on this, and that's where I like my iron to be, on standby mode. Sleep time is actually the standby time, and that is how long it'll take the iron to go into sleep or into standby mode after I've left it unmoved. And yes, there is a gyro built in that detects movement, and it's absolutely fantastic. You can set it from 60 seconds to 360 seconds, and I like it about 60 seconds. Next is the idle timer, which is how long it takes the iron to go into idle mode, and that is all the way down to 0 Celsius. You can set it from 360 seconds or 3 minutes all the way up to a couple of hours. Now temperature step is just I think the amount by which you can increment the temperature. So now if I set it to 10, that means on the home screen I can change the temperature like 200, 210, 220, etc. You can have the temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit up to your liking, and then there is this right hand or left hand mode that he just flips the display, and I think it's pretty thoughtful. So that was a list of parameters and settings, and obviously you can change these by just plugging it into your computer and changing the hex file, and then you can just modify it according to your liking. Okay, enough beating around the bush. Since you guys have stuck around for so long, let's go and look at some footage of me soldering it in action. Everything from here on is pretty self-explanatory. You can just look at how good the heat transfer is from the iron. This was about at 340 Celsius, and it was just flawless. Everything from the way you can hold this iron to how the solder is flowing is just absolutely perfect. This is totally my new daily use soldering iron from now on. No more bulky irons, no more bulky soldering stations. Just makes soldering look so easy even for an amateur like me. And about $40 on Banggood at the moment. I think this is a total bargain. So I'll leave a link in the description in case you want to check it out and support this channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and leave a thumbs up please if you like the review. Keep fungineering, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.